Hello, boys and girls. It's time for a story. Story time. This is the story of Meganella. Once upon a time, there was a little girl who was very, very pretty, called Meganella. She lived in a faraway land with her daddy and her two evil, racist siblings. They lived in a land called Americana. But she had a different mummy to her two evil siblings. And poor Meganella was 99.999% Nigerian from the long-lost tribe of Bullshitanians. She wanted so desperately to be a famous actress, but she never had any time or any friends, for she was having to stay at home and write letters to the government about dishwasher commercials and fighting against inequality for women. All the while her two evil siblings were picking on her. Her daddy tried to help her become a famous actress by arranging bit parts and test cards, but nobody wanted to give her a job because in Hollyweirdia, which is where she wanted to work, they were all evil racists too. They never admitted it. They dressed it up as if they were saying things like, "You can't act, you don't have any talent, you're not standing out, you're a bit hammy." But Meganella knew that the true reason was because of her 99.999% Bullshitanian roots from the long-lost tribe in Nigeria. One day, her dream came true, but not in Hollyweirdia. She travelled to another faraway land called Canada, where she had a little part in a regular show. But that wasn't quite enough. Meganella was looking for her Prince Charming, and one day, poof, her fairy godbrother turned up, Marcus. He said, "Come with me to Ho-Ho House." Ho-Ho. Ho-Ho as in Father Christmas. Ho-Ho-Ho. Because I believe in the faraway land of Americana, the word ho may mean something else, but not in this context. Ho-Ho House was full of these poor girls like Meganella, searching for their true Prince Charming, looking amongst a sea of men who owned super yachts and castles and palaces. But one day her fairy godbrother, Marcus, he found a real prince, Prince Dim, and arranged for Meganella and Prince Dim to meet in a small room in Ho-Ho House. As soon as Prince Dim clapped his eyes on Meganella, he fell madly in love with her and knew she was the one. She was the only woman who could reach parts that other women couldn't reach of his heart. Eventually, Prince Dim asked Meganella to marry him. Oh, they were so happy until he introduced her to his evil royal family of racists. They were not sure that a wedding was a good idea because Meganella and Dim had only known each other for about 4 days. "Oh, they're so racist and evil," declared Meganella. "I know," declared Prince Dim. He put his foot down and said, "What Meganella wants, Meganella gets." And so they were to be wed. And the big day came, and all the crowds of the faraway kingdom of which he was prince, Britannia, turned out on a lovely sunny day to watch them marry in a magical fairy tale castle. As Meganella set her foot inside the chapel, the whole building shook, as if an omen of something to come. The evil, racist royal family scowled as she waltzed up the aisle, and she kissed Prince Dim as they were declared man and wife. But the evil royal family made her life purgatory. She would drop to the floor, crying, begging Prince Dim to do something. And so he did. "I shall take you away from the safety and security of the palace walls and castles, and away from the 24-hour protection and the armed guards and the police and the Queen's soldiers. I shall take you away to a faraway land. Let's go back to Canada." "Yes," said Meganella, "we'll be happy there." But they weren't, unfortunately, because it turned out that the people of Canada were evil racists as well. So they fled back to the land of Americana. "Are you sure we'll be safe there?" said Dim to Meganella. "Of course, there's never been any single racist person in Americana. There was never any slavery. There was never a civil war. And there was never anybody called Martin Luther King. We'll be perfectly safe there." You see, Prince Dim assumed that all the citizens of all of the planet lived in castles and palaces with 24-hour security. But he soon discovered that was not true, and he may have to pay for his own, and he hadn't thought of that. "I know," said Meganella. "We shall go and talk to the great orca. We shall speak to all the people of the planet, and we shall tell them about the racist royal family and the racist Britannian press and the racist people of Britannia. We shall tell them about the racist people in Canadia. We shall tell them about all the racist and the racist evil siblings I have in my family, and racist evil Hollywoodia, and the whole world shall rejoice and believe us." And so they did. But the people of the planet had their doubts and dared to express them. This made Meganella and Dim very angry. So they went on to write books and give interviews endlessly ever after, begging for an apology that would never come. And they wandered off into oblivion, and nobody ever heard of them again. Legend has it, they still walked the planet out there, trying to get that apology from all those racists. The end.